Yo, what's up? Maggie here. So, in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys about 5 skills that I think are most important as a survivor to learn when you're running a killer. Now, obviously this list could be endless. There's so many things as a survivor that you can learn and you can get better at. But these are things that, I sat down and looked at what I do, and I'm like, okay, if I was to make a list of the 5 top things that I try to make sure that I do during a chase, what would they be? And these are them. But if there's things that you think I should have included, definitely comment below and let me know, because I'm not perfect. I don't know everything about this game. I'm still learning, so definitely let me know. Now, this video assumes that you generally know how to loop a killer. If not, I'm sorry. These are fundamental things as a survivor you should learn to do that you don't inherently learn from the Dead by Daylight tutorial. These things can take hundreds of hours to figure out. And with all that out of the way, let's hop into tip number 1. So no matter what you're doing, whether it is you're on a generator, you're going to get a save, you're just existing on the map, have a general idea what's around you resource-wise that you can use if the killer does find you. So if you're on a gen, is Killer Shack near you? Is there a jungle gym next to you? Is there a pallet loop next to you? That simple information is so helpful if the killer comes up. Then you know, hey, I can go here, and then after that, I can go here, and here, and here, and here. Now, if you're like Maggie, that's just too much information. I'm still trying to figure out how to hit skill checks. That's cool, I get that. But there's a perk that will help you with that. It's called Windows of Opportunity. It's a Kate Denson perk. Even me, as a 3,000 hour survivor main, I still sometimes use Windows of Opportunity, because when you're solo queuing, going up to a jungle gym and seeing that a pallet isn't there is such an awful feeling. Okay, tip number 2. Assuming you have commenced a chase with a killer and you already know where you're gonna head during this chase, look behind you and see what the killer is doing. This may be something that a lot of you are already doing, or a lot of you know that you should be doing, but it is such a good skill to get good at. Everything you do while a killer is chasing you should be a reaction to what the killer is doing or not doing. And the only way you're going to know that information is if you turn around and take a look at the cutie chasing you. Now, I know looking behind you can be super awkward, right? It's hard to both look in front of you to make sure you're not running into stuff, but also look behind you to see what the killer's doing. And it takes practice. It's not something you're going to pick up right away. But I promise you, if you start practicing it now and get better at it, your chases are going to go so much easier. Which brings me to tip number 3. Always know where the killer is at while you're looping them. Again, a silly concept, but it is so easy, especially in jungle gyms that have high walls that you can't see around. It's very easy to lose the killer. You could be having this perfect loop, have the easiest fast vault of your life, and then a killer decides to path weirdly, and all of a sudden, this perfect vault, you're now leaping into the killer's arms, where if instead you'd pause at the wall to see that the killer double backed, you would know, hey, I shouldn't take this window, or hey, I should go to the pallet instead. Which brings me into point number 4. Get to know the killer you're going against. And I'm not talking about knowing how to play against a nurse or a huntress or a hillbilly. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting to know the actual player playing that killer. So as you take chases with this killer, you'll start to know certain things that they do. Or you can even watch this killer chase somebody else and see what they do. Maybe you see that they like to moonwalk around corners, which means that they turn around and hide their red stain to kind of try and trick the survivor into thinking that they double back. Or maybe this killer respects pallets or likes to vault windows. This is all information that you can use during a chase to sort of outplay the killer. So for example, if they like to respect pallets, well, then whenever you go up to a pallet, you can pause, pretend like you're going to drop it, and the killer is also going to pause, which then gives you the ability, assuming the killer isn't Bloodlust 9000, you can probably get another loop out of the killer. Now, my 5th and final tip's kind of a weird one. It's actually something I just started practicing recently. Knowing your distances. So what I mean by that is knowing in relation to where the killer is to you, if you're able to make a window, if you need to ensure that you get a fast vault, if you're going to get away with a medium vault. Now, I know DBD hitboxes are so perfect. You never get hit after you vaulted a window and taken 10 steps. And that's kind of another thing about Dead by Daylight is you sort of have to play around these hitboxes. You kind of have to know that when you round a corner against a huntress and they have a hatchet heading towards you, you're probably going to get hit. Just kind of how it is. And there's definitely counters to things like this, which I'm not going to get into right now. But every time you get hit or don't get hit or get away with something, you can kind of get a general idea, okay, hey, the killer was this far away from me. So now next time I'm in the same situation, I could probably get this window vault. Or if you're like, wow, I got hit that time, maybe next time instead of going for the window vault, you can kind of do a 360. You may still get hit, but you may not, and that's pretty cool. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Like I said, like super basic stuff. But I think these tips are a lot of things that people overlook or they don't think to do. And they're so basic, and personally, like since I've started incorporating them, it's made my chases, 1, so much more fun, and 2, so much easier. But like I said before, I'm not perfect, so if there's things that you think I should have included, let me know, comment below. Otherwise, if this video helped you even just a little bit, please drop a like, maybe even subscribe. No pressure. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.